The nightmarish finale has come to bind the man-made terror your kind is engulfed in this very night. Foreseeing the future is a very precious and sought-after skill, for the knowledge it holds makes it possible for one's mind to be at peace, knowing that what they do today will not put what they hold dear in jeopardy. How far would you go just to have a glimpse or hear empty, comforting words of your so-called destiny? Would you cast aside your rational notions and become a willing pawn to the mythological, just to hopefully discover a single shred of your fateful happy ending? This is the vision that shows one man who did just that, as he goes out on a year walk. This vision, compared to the last two, lets us inhabit his body and see from his eyes. Outside his lone cottage, in the cold winter snow, he began to walk with purpose, like something important lay at a specific point. He walked through the lonely cold forest, passing through the many thin bare trees, until he came across a windmill and entered. Inside, waiting for him, was a woman who had been there for most of the day. It's not very nice to make someone linger for your presence, especially on freezing days like this that take frozen souls. As they talk with one another, it becomes apparent that they know each other intimately, so much so that the warmth of their bond could stand against the frigid temperature. However, their love is forbidden, as they come from different sides. Also, there appears to be another man in the cogs of their secret love, and is expecting her to answer his proposal for marriage. This, suffice to say, makes the man uneasy, and brings up that he may go on the year walk, which makes her a tad worried, as she brings up the vague unfortunate fate of her cousin, who tried doing the year walk before him, and pleads for him not to do anything rash, deeming that they should not know what lied ahead. With her pleas in his mind and echoing in his heart, he leaves the windmill and heads back home to his cottage to rest. The next time he woke up, night filled the sky, with only the moonlight reflecting off the snow, giving any semblance of illumination in the dark, cold forest. Even with the warnings from his love, he pushed them aside, as his need to know the future was far too great to leave to the ether. He had to know whether his love would last. With his mind made up, he walked through the forest once more, until he came across a locked gate. It was there he was surprised to see a key in the shape of a goat's head floating in the air, which he reckoned was the key to unlock the gate that barred his path. But behind it, he was more shocked when a strange spirit appeared, cloaked in shadow, with particles of light and shadow shining like stars around her. At first, he was taken aback by the form of the supernatural being that floated before him, as it began to close in on itself, swallowing the key he needed, leaving only silence of the forest behind. Knowing now what he required, he began his search of the forest to find the key that was vital in revealing the future he desperately needed to know. Around the forest, strange etchings were left in the trees. A meticulously made stone tablet stuck out from its scenery. Campfires and carriages that looked to have been abandoned long ago, with no sign of their previous owners nearby. And small buildings and caves, which houses what the man on this walk would describe as things that were eerie and creepy, including a hanging doll which moved in a peculiar fashion. Though, on this night, those things he saw would be considered tame compared to what he would come across on his pursuit for knowledge of his future, as he would find that in the dark woods he was anything but alone, as spirits freely roamed or stayed in parts of the forest. In one part he found in the river a bizarre white horse wearing a suit, a spirit of a large bird creature growing from within, a raven, a goat wearing a cloak of shadow with a beating heart beneath, and wailing souls of infants that never had a chance to experience even a single conscious joy in their short bundled life. Each one was more spine-chilling and surreal than the last, slowly driving him to feel out of place and freaked out by the supernatural ghosts and beings who had invaded the physical realm. But out of all the spirits he met, the one who stuck out the most to his mind and ears was the one who had taken the key in the first place. The spirit took the form of a willowy woman, with what looked like many branches sticking out from her back and hair. But the one thing about her that set her apart from the others was the hauntingly beautiful voice. Much like a siren, her singing voice beckoned him to follow, like a child following the piper. Despite how bone-chilling it was, he still felt so enthralled and compelled to follow her deeper into the forest. It was like he became a zombie to the will of her beguiling voice, regardless whether she would show him the way to foreseeing his future or not. The more he got involved with the spirits, the more he would see blood cover the land and fill the waters around him, the crimson liquid infesting the purity of the white snow, and clear waters with impurity. Even the windmill, the place where he met his love, also had droplets of the lifeblood drip from the sails of the windmill. All of this made the all-familiar woods feel foreign to his eyes, like he was being dragged out from the world he thought he knew, yet he was willing to press on if it meant finding out what his inevitable fate with the love of his life would be. But could he handle knowing what he would do tomorrow, even with the possibility that his future, like all beings, is set eternally in stone? Knowing one's destiny is such a predictable thing. It may open your mind and comfort you for a while, but it also reminds you that you're not in control of your own fate. Your future left in the hands of a superstition that knows full well what is waiting for you, taking away your time that you've gained and lost in the process, of agonizing over silly thoughts, of things that may or may not be. Time will not forgive you if you waste it needlessly. Spend it well, and you will be rewarded for the time you put in, for it may help you steer clear of the beautiful despair-ridden future you wish to avoid. Speak of the devil. The bell rings, for our time has now come to an end. Rejoice for another year, for you are free, just as the nightmares you all craft are free to haunt your very lives as you sleep. But when the darkest hour comes to pass, I, the Gatekeeper of what you mortals fear and so, shall return with all the terrors in tow.
Hey folks, thanks for watching the third Halloween special, and I hope you've enjoyed these creepy tales as much as I loved making them. And if these games piqued your interests, then you can find all 3 of these games I covered on Steam, so give them some love and appreciation. If you've enjoyed my videos, then I would greatly appreciate if you can give this video a like and share it with your friends. And if you want to stay up to date on any of my video reviews or other projects, then you're always welcome to click that subscribe button. To those not in the know, I have another YouTube channel where I do Let's Plays as a sideshow I call Fellobrabers Game Showcase. And in the spirit of this Hallows Eve, you can join me and Demonox as I play the survival horror game Waxworks, while he just sits back and drinks a fine bloody devil's brew behind my back while he makes snarky comments. And as for today's Video Cave's YouTube recommendation, my close friend Hyrit has also done his own Halloween video too, where he, alongside Luke, review the sequel to An American Werewolf in London, An American Werewolf in Paris. Nice change of pace, don't you think? On his show, Crappy Cinematics, which I have linked in this video. Once again, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. And as always, take care.